Welcome to the latest edition of Millennial Boom with Diane Faith and Stanley Roberts, where almost no subject is off limits. Now, here are your hosts, Boomer Diane Faith and Millennial at Heart, Stanley Roberts.
And action.
Hello.
Woo-hoo!
Happy New Year.
Really, it's almost September.
It's almost February, but this is our first time being back in the new year.
We're back. We've been a little busy, but we're back. We had a little break. We're trying to do this now before the storm hits because every now and then the storm knocks. It's very rare, but we get our power knocked out because of the storms. Not because of here, some other places. But yes, we are back, and
I hear it from there.
Yeah,
it's delayed.
Yeah, and now something new is that you can comment via Twitter, which you couldn't do before. So I thank the people at Restream for setting that up. So now you can participate, be part of the family, know we're here, and join in on the fun. And if you're here, if you've never been before, this is Millennial Boom. The name is Millennial because I'm a millennial and she's
and
a boomer.
I'm a boomer.
And it's actually more like on a technical side because technically I'm more advanced technologically than she is. She's more of a not so technically advanced. And so here we are. We're back. We were out of the country for a little bit too, and we took a break. But we had some great stuff to talk about, and we want to talk about stuff with you too as well. So grab a seat, grab something to drink, and chill. And
grab whatever you want to drink.
Grab whatever you want to drink. And just I want to know if it's do what you want, do your thing. Hi.
Hi.
Wow.
Well, I was going to say long time no see, but I see this guy
every day.
Every day.
Every day.
So what have we missed? We've been gone for a month. Not like gone, but we haven't done the podcast for a month.
And first of all, let me go backwards. Before we left, we set up a GoFundMe for JJ Smith. And he's on, he ended up having a coronary congestive heart failure.
Yeah.
So we set it up for him before we left him. We let it set on autopilot, and I've been in communication with him to do with to disperse the funds, preferably when the bills come in, because that was the purpose for it, is to help pay the bills that insurance doesn't pay. And I know for a fact that they don't pay a lot of bills, and you get these weird bills. I call them walk-on doctors. A walk-on doctor is the guy who walks by your room, sees that you're in a room, and then sends you a bill for walking by. That's what I call it. So there we go. So we're going to make sure that try to do the best we can with your help and everybody who has contributed so far.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for helping him. And at some point, I'm sure he'll reach out to you and whatnot. I'm hoping he's taking it easy. We've talked online and we've talked on the phone, but I haven't seen him since we got back, which was
Friday
night at 9:00. We arrived. Funny part, I've never flown out of
the country.
No, I've flown. Okay, well, kind of, sort of. Never flown the country before. I just got my new passport, and the reason why we went out was because number one, my sister has a timeshare thingy, so we were able to use that, and then we had some tickets that we had to use from Alaska, which was ironic.
Yeah, that's your phone.
Why is that? I had turned it all the way down. Why am I still hearing it? Whatever, I'll just do that. How about that? And it's weird. It's like you turn all the way down, I can still hear myself. But interesting part was coming back into the country.
Well, first we should tell people where we went.
We went to Puerto Rico.
We went to Puerto Vallarta in Mexico.
First time we've been there on flying in. Normally we've done it by cruises.
Yeah. So, yes, was that because of your flight that had cabin pressure issues and had to return to Honolulu? Yes, Gabriel. So that's why we had these vouchers that we use for this trip because they're set to expire in February. So we use them. We went to PV. Like Stanley.
For those who don't know, Puerto Vallarta, and it's interesting.
Like Stanley said, this is his first time
being there without being on a cruise.
And he flew out of the country and flew back into the country and had some really funny instances.
So wait, let's start with the going out.
Now he's a world traveler.
So first of all, on the way to Puerto Vallarta, it was interesting. It was a nice little comfortable flight.
Yeah, it was cool.
And it was weird because our flight was originally the MAX 9 with a door that came off.
Oh yeah, and we did fly Alaska, which just a couple of weeks before that there was that incident with the Boeing
Yes.
The Alaska
So
airline.
we didn't know if we were going to make it, which meant that if we didn't make it,
meaning to say he didn't know if we were going to make the flight. Not that we were going to make it like while we're on the plane.
I never said that.
I'm clarifying. I'm clarifying because people might think we didn't know if we were going to make it alive, but it's just that we weren't to know.
See, I never used the word alive.
Make the flight.
I'll go back to my original statement.
I'm specifying.
We didn't know we were going to make it onto the plane.
There you go.
You let me finish my sentence before you cut me off and we were going to die. All right. So, and then and everybody was like, every flight around us was being canceled. And then we found out Alaska had changed our plane to something called a 900 winglet, which was a little bit smaller, but we were happy that we got a chance to leave the country and blah, blah, blah. But of course, all the door jokes were going back and forth and blah, blah, blah. So interesting enough.
I honestly didn't even think about the door while I was on the plane.
Well, of course not. Why would you? Well, because you're the kind of person like, well, I want to put that in the air, because the doors fly off when we play.
I don't.
I just think it's, you can't blame Alaska for a design flaw from Boeing.
That Boeing,
right?
It was Boeing's.
Right. Yeah. But the part of it was trying to make sure that we could do it. So when we tried to call to make sure our flight wasn't canceled, we were literally told an 8-hour waiting time for a call, for someone to talk to someone. And then I had it set to call me, and they called me at 2:00 in the morning.
And he missed that call.
Yeah, I missed that call.
So we traveled to Puerto Vallarta.
We stayed at an all-inclusive hotel.
Yeah.
It felt like, now just me, we were going into Pablo Escobar's estate.
Because the way the gate opened?
They have the security at the hotel it's like Fort Knox.
Yeah, it's really good.
And you got the gate goes up. And then they have to check you in and check you out. You can't just drive in and out of the place. And you think, oh my God, is that crazy? But then I did some research. Apparently, Puerto Vallarta is safer than, of all places, Kauai, which I've never thought about Kauai being unsafe. But then you realize, well, why is Puerto Vallarta so much safer than Kauai? And this is what I read on a book. It's because, well, number one, it's so weird. It's so weird seeing so many cops. There's the policia, and then you have the transportation. You have the ones that focus on the Ubers. You have the ones that focus on the cabs, the buses. And then you got the military, which is policia, but the military. And they ride on pickup trucks, literally with like these big guns. I'm like, what kind of stuff do they run across where someone on the back of a pickup truck with a big gun needs to be there to start firing? I'm like, couldn't even imagine. But the driving experience in there, we didn't drive. We rented, we went taxi cab back and forth.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It really reminded me of the Philippines. For anybody that's traveled internationally and has seen people drive on the roads. I've also heard that Mexico has been compared to India, but India I heard is worse. Never been to India, so I don't know, but I can compare it to the Philippines, the driving, because I've been to the Philippines. And let's just say that when we were there, it felt like, red lights and stop signs.
No. You didn't see a lot of stop signs.
I did towards the end, actually, but yes, in the romantic zone, we didn't see too many, but let's just say, or the lines, those are like merely suggestions. So
it's interesting because you turn left from the right lane. You turn left from the far right, like, out here we call it what do you call it out here when you have the main road, then you have the frontage road.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to make a left turn, you have to be in a frontage road and then cut across the other traffic. And then people are trying to jump the red light. And so they try to jump the red light, but when they do that, they're in the straight lane. So the people that are trying to turn from the frontage road can't cross so famous last words of Miss Wright. Oh, remind me not to complain about the Bay Area drivers anymore.
Yeah, I did say, remind me not to complain about the Bay Area drivers, because I was like, huh.
But with all that chaos, we didn't see a lot of crashes.
We didn't see any.
We saw parts of cars where there was a crash somewhere.
We saw some almost crashes, but we didn't see any crashes.
there seems to be a rule in at least Puerto Vallarta that drive and just don't hit nobody. So, and that's literally what happens. So you have to deal with motorcycles, people driving. I mean, we came inches from hitting a bus like 800 times.
Yeah. Jason C. from X says, I got thrown in jail for skinny dipping in Puerto Vallarta by the quote-unquote tourist police, a.k.a. the ones that are supposed to keep you safe.
Well, you can't be buck naked, I guess, in Puerto Vallarta. But it's funny because we were literally 4 miles away from what they call the Romantic District or Old Town. It depends on how if you talk to the people who live there, they say, well, the old Romantic District moves from place to place in that same area.
It's where you're in love? Just kidding.
No. It's the Romantic District. It's where you spend all your money and buy stuff that you don't need. Those little things you put in your house and says, I went to Puerto Vallarta, and then 20 years from now, it's still there.
I did not bring back any souvenirs or anything.
Hello, Felix. Knock. Sorry, guys. We are not ignoring you. We're so glad to be back, and we haven't had a chance to start reading the comments yet.
I'm slowly starting to read them. And Gabriel says, he says, I have seen dash cam videos of the Philippines and know exactly what you mean. Yeah. The driving out there is just crazy in my opinion, and in Mexico I thought it was crazy too, but we made it back. We made it safe.
But let's talk about Hyatt Ziva. I've never done inclusive in my life. I've never done it. Never been in every time I went to a hotel, it was you go there, you check in, and you got to pay for your own food. This one, I mean, literally everything except for like the higher perks was free. And
well, it was included because
not free. It was included in the price.
Yeah.
And they had 5 restaurants. We only like 2 of them. You want to talk about the ones you like?
The one of them, in case anybody ever decides to go to Hyatt Ziva, the ones we liked were was Blaze, which is a steakhouse, and then
you like the buffet a little bit.
No.
You like the buffet?
I guess I only liked one restaurant.
Did you like the Mexican?
Oh yeah. Okay, I like 2. The Mexican restaurant was cool.
So I got sick on one night, but not the kind of sickness you would think. Like it wasn't. Oh no, not Blaze Pizza.
Not Blaze Pizza. Blaze Steakhouse.
So first of all, it seems like a little bit of a stretch to have an Asian restaurant in the middle of Mexico. Number one. But I get it.
They have to have
different
variety.
cuisines. Like you can't, all of them can't be. Yeah. All of them can't be Mexican cuisine. I get that.
You guys, they have KFC, so I mean, they do have a lot of. I mean, not that I haven't been to Mexico before, but this was the first time I really got a chance to just like look around and not be there for a day and then hop back on a cruise ship. So if you guys already know this information, very cool. But we're just reflecting on our own experiences, and I didn't realize like they have a lot. They have the Kentucky Fried Chicken. They had, what I didn't see there? I didn't see a McDonald's.
Okay.
Not to say that it's not out there, but then we saw, what else was there that we saw? There was one other chain.
So there was
a Sam's Club and a Walmart too.
Subway. There's a
Subway.
Sam Club, Subway, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Carl's Jr. was big out there.
Carl's Jr. Uh-huh.
So there are a lot of regular chains that have Americanized food for those people. And the funny thing is, it seems like Puerto Vallarta has become quite of a retirement community.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the people, so I played golf on a golf course called La Tigre. And in La Tigre, or maybe how to pronounce it, it was literally houses all around that were being built. And they were going for like $1 million.
Oh, it disappeared. It said Mr. Bradley TV is taking an ad break. Stick around, and then it disappeared from there, but it stayed there.
That's fine. If you're with us, apparently there's an ad break being done on one of the platforms. Anyway, so we played golf. The houses were going for $1 million. $1
million US.
$1 million US dollars.
$1
million US dollars. But a 4-mile Uber ride was only like $8 US. And that was for the higher end Uber. So they take Uber, but the Uber doesn't allow you to pick up an Uber at the airport. You have to get up and go out and grab an Uber. But the taxis, you can do taxis for pretty cheap. We had one taxi driver that we had him pick us up over near the Puerto Vallarta sign on the coast here.
Mm-hmm.
And he made 2 stops. He waited for us patiently. There's no meter, so he just had a flat rate. and his flat rate was $12 for all that. And we gave him a little extra because it was like, he didn't have to stop and wait for us. He could just like, nope, you either go or I hear it's like, nope, I'm not making stops. Or if I put it on meter, you come back, it's like $5 million. It's pretty good.
So the foods, so I only like two of the restaurants. You only like.
Oh, back to the Asian restaurant. So I ordered, I like lamb tikka masala normally, but they only had chicken tikka masala. And I'm lactose intolerant. So I was like, we asked, is there milk in it? They said, no milk. But he was right. But it was yogurt. So obviously that affected me in an adverse way. The highlights of our trip, though, was Blaze Restaurant. So it was a steakhouse who did it. They really did a decent job with
their
the steaks.
Bone marrow.
Every day we had bone marrow. Yes. Ooh. But we also rented, for 2 days, we rented a cabana. And we get a personal butler that comes with the cabana.
And his name was Edvin.
And Edvin was, I call his little legs tree trunks. They look like little tree trunks. And I don't know what it was, but he was taken to me. So Mr. Stanley.
He kept calling Stanley, Mr. Stanley. And then he would see me, and then he would just like, Diane, where's Mr. Stanley? I'm like, gosh, he only cares about Stanley.
And everybody from the East Coast was there because it was too much snow back east. So it was like full of people from the East Coast.
Yeah, we met a lot of people from the East Coast.
But we met two people from the Bay.
We met two people from the Bay Area.
Two nurses.
Two nurses that we were in the cabanas next
to us.
So they were really cool. And one of them actually graduated from my college, or my university.
Yep.
So we really had a good time. I would say, Felix, the highlight, because it might be different for both of us, I don't know, but
the highlight for me was waking up every morning with a beautiful sunny ocean view, and you can look out and see just forever, and the orange skies at nighttime, and just being with you was pretty cool, So we had a great. Those were my highlights. It was warm. It was tropical. We didn't have to worry about anybody. There was nobody trying to jack us. And back to the crime thing. It was less crime than in Kauai, which was amazing when you do the research. And the only thing I didn't like was the cobblestone streets.
Oh, I thought those were cool, but I mean, when you're riding in a car and a lot of the ride is on the cobblestones.
Did you see a Taco Bell when we were out there?
No. Was there Taco Bell?
Why would you get Yeah, that would be kind of like a slap in the face.
I don't know if there was Taco Bell out there. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I don't think I ever recall seeing a Taco. But the airport was crazy. It's all Americanized.
Wait, yeah, but my highlight.
I'm sorry. I'm all over the place.
My highlight, okay, so your highlight was kind of similar to mine then, but my highlight was basically, because, we live near a beach here, but my highlight for me was being able to be closer to the beach in 70 to 80 degree weather and just enjoying like the fresh, like the sounds of the waves,
the whales,
the spotting of the whales, the just laying out and relaxing. Because I know for me personally, I have the hardest time relaxing. If I'm at home or if I'm just sitting around, I can't sit around too long. I feel like I always have to be productive. I have to make sure that like I get at least 3 things out of my to-do list done for the day, depending on how difficult they are. If they're all easy tasks, I want to get everything done. So for me, my highlight was just being able to relax and just enjoy all the amenities. Because to be honest, I have a hard time relaxing.
Well, it's really great when you can lay out in a chair or in a cabana and just take a nap.
Yeah.
And our pool was an infinity pool, and
I had never been in an infinity pool before, so that was cool.
I don't know why they call it infinity pool because it ended.
I mean, yeah, and you said that like so many times when we were there. But I was like, oh yeah, I get to get into an infinity pool. And the crazy part, the infinity pool was like right there, and then like several feet in front of us was the beach. So it was a very cool experience. Felix says Philippines has a bone marrow soup called bulalo. Oh, I think I've heard of it. Yeah, I don't know if I've tried it though. It has chunks of beef too. More important is you had a break, just get away from everything. Mental hygiene. Yes,
and totally. One thing we did do, which was amazing, is that we weren't tweeting, we weren't posting. The only thing I posted about was I wanted to make sure that JJ Smith, that everybody was able to remember they still had the the GoFundMe and that you can help him. But he got out of the hospital within 4 days, I think, and we're happy with that. So then we went back to no phones. We would look at it every now and then to make sure the world didn't come to an end.
I took pictures and stuff so that I can post them later on, but like I wasn't on my phone like 24/7. Well, I'm never actually on my phone 24/7, but I wasn't on it a lot. And so that was like a really big thing for me. Even though it sounds so minor, I'm thinking about it now and I'm like, yeah, it was really big for me to just be able to relax. Jason C says, yeah, I'm a little ADHD, like when I'm sitting around the house. Yeah, I mean, I just honestly, I always feel like I have to be doing something, cleaning, folding laundry, like organizing something or working because, we work from home. So it's like I'm on the computer and I'm like getting stuff done. I'm like, I have to do this. But anyways, highlight was I was able to relax and spend time with this guy.
Yeah, it was a good chance to cleanse our brain of social media and all the, I get it. There's a lot of stuff going on and it needs to be addressed. But every now and then, and I recommend it, if you can do it, even if it's just in your house, turn your phone off, put it away for, a couple hours, take a mental break and, just look at something to cleanse your mental palate and enjoy life because it can be overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah.
And when you see so much of whatever it is you're looking at, and your algorithm will feed you what you look at. So if you look at stuff enough, it'll give you the same stuff over and over again, which can be, mentally debilitating. So I recommend you rehabilitate and put your phone down. We did it. It was weird though, because when we first got there, we were there I've never done a 7-day all-inclusive stay. But on the second day, I was like, well, I'm ready to go home.
On the second day?
On the second day. Remember I said, I don't know if I'm ready to go home or not?
Yeah. No, it was, I remember by the second day, we're like, gosh, it feels like we've been here for a long time.
Yeah. But we realized that it's just the mental breakdown of not being what you're familiar with.
Yeah.
And being someplace you're not.
Like we couldn't just hop in our own cars and drive somewhere.
Right.
We were at the mercy of like having to take an Uber or a taxi cab. And the thing is too, is like they speak English at the hotel. But we personally wanted to practice Spanish and like speak with, others. And then they would respond back. The workers would respond back to us most of them in English. And so for me, I felt like I had been there for a long time, I think, because I had done so many things that were kind of outside of my comfort zone too.
Yeah. Oh, hey, producer Jace, good to see you. Oh, by the way, we got to tell you this. So if you ever plan on flying to, well, at least how we can talk about right now is Puerto Vallarta, when you land at the airport, when you get off the plane and you go through everything to get all your luggage and you go through, because they run all your stuff through a metal detector when you get there.
Yeah, you go to baggage claim first, and then you go through customs. And then they put everything through the X-ray.
And for some reason, I got secondary in Mexico.
They thought you had a vape pen.
No, he had with a vape pen. I don't know what he's looking for, but
I think it was your toothbrush.
But the military, I think so too.
Yeah,
the military literally opened up my bag to look through it, and I'm like, darn it, what are all these kids I got hidden in the bag? No, just kidding. So I was like, it was weird because they made me open it up, and he stood there, and I was like, wow, okay, I've never had the military ever ask me to open up my luggage before.
Yeah.
So they looked through it, they couldn't find anything, and then we zipped up and went about our way. But no one warned us about some place called the Shark Tank.
And just so you guys know, we got off the plane at I think, what was it, 10 o'clock? No, not 10 o'clock. What time did we get off the plane there? No, we got off the plane there at 7 o'clock, their time. So it was nighttime already.
Thank you. Producer Jay said, did you lose weight? It looks like you have, and you look good. Thank you. Well, it's funny that being in Mexico, the food seemed to be so much, the food had a really good fresh flavor to it. Like it had no preservatives. It was just the orange juice didn't have extra sugar. I don't know if I lost weight. I haven't even weighed myself, but thank you for the compliment. It was really interesting. It was really cool. And it was just scary.
The Shark Tank.
So the Shark Tank is when you first walk off, you think it's a taxi area, but it's not. It's a bunch of people trying to sell you timeshares.
Or trying to get you to come over to their table to then sign you up for a presentation
for a timeshare. Yeah. So the funny part was we walk in there and some guy was like, You want a tequila shot.
Yeah. Well, first of all, they're like taxi. So they get you because they know that you need transportation. They say taxi. And then we went over and then we find out that it was more than just taxi. And then they offered us tequila
And
shots.
I said, my mama told me not to take drinks from strangers in foreign countries. And you're a stranger, and this is a foreign country.
And he goes, oh, but you can give it to her. And I was like, okay, so you won't take a tequila shot, but you want me to take a tequila shot?
I can't. You know what? I don't want to be that person that goes, oh, why do you let me have a shot? Hey, I'm not worried about it. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to get nailed for that one. I'm like, nope, if she wants it, she can have a shot, but I am not coming to a foreign country for the first time in my life on a plane and then take a shot from some random person I have never met in my life. And what airport in the United States gives you tequila shots when you walk in the door?
None that I've ever been
Not
to.
one.
So my advice is, if you ever decide to fly into PV,
don't get tequila shots.
No, just get your bag and skip that entire section.
Don't even make eye contact.
And go outside.
They targeted me because I brought my golf clubs.
Yeah, and we were like, "Oh my god, what is happening?"
And we know out of it, but still,
we were so tired though that we couldn't figure out what was happening.
We're like, what is going on here? Why are we being attacked by all these people? Because they were holding signs up like, "Hey, like we were here to pick you up."
Yeah,
not us, but just ran. I'm like, okay, this must be the spot where you get dry. So we don't know. No one told us.
We didn't know that you're supposed to walk outside and then so you can get a taxi cab right outside. But we did watch another YouTube video that said if you walk a little bit farther out, you can actually get Uber and taxi for much cheaper. So again, if you ever decide to go to Puerto Vallarta,
and just for the record, the prices for homes are Bay Area prices.
Yes, they are. Interesting enough.
Bay Area prices.
I think what's happening is there are a lot of retirees, American retirees, Canadian retirees that are moving out there. And so since they're moving out there and they can afford those prices, the prices tend to go up. It's kind of like what we see here in the Bay Area when people come and they pay for homes in cash and it drives up how much everything is worth,
Yeah. And there's a huge gay community out there as well.
There is, yeah.
We found that out.
Yeah. The romantic zone, we saw a few bars and there was a gay flag, a gay pride flag. And it was cool because I was like, oh, I didn't even notice it. But they have what do you call it? A very, not intimate. It's maybe 2 blocks. Was it 2 blocks worth of?
It was about 4 blocks.
Okay, 4 blocks. But it was pretty cool to see. And they had a little map too where you could go to certain spots.
And every time we walked by a realtor's office, a legit realtor's office, and looked at the pictures on the walls, they would come outside and like, oh, you want to buy a house? We saw one for $8 million. I'm like, $8 million? And that rumor that you can't own, if you're not an American citizen, you can't own property in Mexico is just that, a rumor. You can actually own property, or you can just do the 99-year lease, whatever you choose, your options are. So that's pretty interesting that you can actually own the land. Now, the rumor is that the thing is that it can't be within a certain amount of distance from the beach. But apparently
is that what that is?
That may actually not be true either. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. But I just thought it was interesting. The whole trip itself was just, I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I think that for me, I don't normally, I think we've been taking such shorter vacations that a week was actually.
No, not 8 million pesos.
What?
It was $8 million in US dollars. It was I don't know, in pesos, it was somewhere around 44 million pesos or something like that.
Oh, I didn't see that house.
Yeah. Well, no, the pictures on the walls.
Oh, I didn't notice an 8 million one. I just saw the 2.5 and there was a 3 million one.
There's one for 8 million.
But yeah, it's expensive there because I mean, honestly, I think it's because there's so many retirees coming out there and they can spend the money that they do and it ends up raising the prices.
Now, it's interesting because we didn't see any homeless people.
No.
We didn't see any homeless people. We saw a lot of people ask for money, but then you go, well, aren't they homeless? They go, no, they can't get a regular job, so they beg.
Yeah.
But they're not homeless. And the tax out there is lower since they can't really tax poor people. The taxes aren't that crazy. They make most of their money, and this is according to Grant, who we talked to out there. They make most of their money. Is that the rainstorm?
Yes.
It's raining really bad out here right now.
It's really windy and rainy outside. So
if you hear that noise, that's the rain hitting on our windows. We get like the first line of defense when it comes to storms. We suck in all the air, and then everything else goes past us. That's Anyway, so the gas tax is pretty high, but apparently the gas tax is what funds most of the country. Which why can't we just? I'll pay extra. I'll pay a lot of money.
We already do pay a lot of money for
no,
gas.
if I don't have to pay any other taxes.
Oh yeah.
I don't think there's an income tax.
We can't have it that way here.
Yeah.
It gotta be complicated.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hello, Jeanette, and everybody who said hello and we didn't answer back. Sorry, we're so excited to be back, but we also miss you guys.
Stanley was so excited to be back that when we got back to the international terminal in SFO, he just walked out. He was like, he just walked by baggage claim and left. Couldn't come back in.
That's not exactly what happened. So here's what actually happened. So I get off the plane.
Oh,
I know.
TV is acting up. Oh, we have a commercial.
Wow. So we literally get off the plane and speaking about that, get off the plane. Let's go backwards. If you read my tweet today, there was a guy sitting behind us in the other side, and we were on row
3.
We were on row 3 for the plane, and he was on row 4, but on the opposite side, D and F. And he was like, "Where's the TV sets? How come they don't have no TVs? Normally you have them on the back of the thing. There's no TV." And so me and my infinite wisdom, I turn to him. I go, "Oh, just push the blue button. The TV will drop down." And he goes, "Oh, really?" And he starts pushing the button.
And he goes,
ding, 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 ding.
It calls over the flight attendant for help.
And she comes over and gives me this look on my face with this smirk because she saw the whole thing go down. And she goes, "We brought you here. We can leave you here."
Yeah, pretty much. It was funny though, because I wasn't expecting him to press the button.
Yeah.
Like at all.
Yeah.
I was like, he's not falling for that.
He actually pushed the button. I was dying. I was like, no, he pushed the button. Wow.
Jeanette, we were on Alaska Airlines.
Yeah.
Felix asked, what kind of cars did you see?
We saw everything.
Except for electric cars.
Except electric.
I didn't see any electric cars while out there.
But now, the weird thing about the cars we saw was they don't have American names. They have different names. The same car that you would normally buy.
A Nissan.
Yeah.
But it's just a different model name.
Yeah. Expect the FFA to knock. I missed something here. Hold on.
He said, expect the FAA to knock on your door tomorrow.
Okay, well, good.
Yes, because you told them to press the button.
Yeah, I told him, push the button. And he says, it's like, and he pushed it, and everybody laughed. It was a big laugh in where we were sitting at. But then she had to look at her face, like she's like, and she has like a half smile, half like
the flight attendant
with her hand on her hips, going, I was on a flight that you came in with. We'll leave you here. We'll leave you here. And I'm like, no. It was fun. It was a good cleansing of the soul getaway, which I would do again.
So what happened when we got back to
So,
SFO?
okay, so we come back, and we get off the plane, and we walk through the international terminal, which is pretty cool. I've never been through that terminal coming from an international flight, just to be fair. And we're walking down things. She has to go to the restroom. So I'm like, I'll go get the baggage. And so we have MPC, which it's MPC, it's similar to global entry, except you don't have to pay $185 every 5 years. And so I go in, and there's no line for MPC. And I had to fill out all the paperwork. So I had to basically give my life story to get able to do that. But if you go on the app, you can download it. It only works when you come back into the country. And then I get there, and there's the Department of, what was it? Customs and
Border.
I can't want to say rehabilitation, but customs.
Yeah.
And they have this look in their face, and I guess they realized who I was. So it's kind of funny. So I gave them the challenge coins, so they can, and I gave them that. And then they were like happy to have it. I guess one of them wanted it signed, but I had already left already. And then another guy's talking to me. He goes, "Well, hey, why is everybody so excited to see you?" And I said, "Oh, well, I've done this and that." And he goes, "Well, I'm a screenwriter." And we're chit-chatting. We're lollygagging. And next thing you know, I hear these doors close behind me. And I'm like, wait a minute. How did I get out of the international port?
He walked by the carousels for baggage claim. And mind you, he's joking on the plane after we get off about what, or after we land, he's joking because he's like, yeah, so we have to stop and get the baggage at Carousel 9. Are you sure it's not 6 or is it 12? And he's like making fun of all these numbers. And so he's ahead of me. I went to the bathroom and I was like, I'll just meet you at baggage claim. So I get to Carousel 9 and I'm like, where did he go? Like, where? And then he calls me and he goes, you won't believe what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean? Our bags haven't come yet. So I'm just waiting there. And he's like, I already left and I can't come back in. Can you talk to those 2 guys to have them let me back in? I go, no, they're really strict here. Once you leave the area, you cannot come back in.
Well, the guy that I was with, though, he was talking about how he was a screenwriter and he's out too. And he goes, he told me to go back in and get his luggage. And I said, I'm not going back in there. The line sign says do not enter. I'm not trying to go to jail in the United States because I forgot my luggage.
You ain't trying to go to jail anywhere, I would hope.
You know.
So, so he calls me and he's like, yeah, I already left. And can you ask the guys to let me back in? And I go, well, if I go over there, then I can't get back in and then I can't get our bags. So I ended up getting our bags and then meeting him outside. But I just thought he was playing a joke on me. So I thought like eventually he was going to like pop out somewhere and be like, oh, just kidding, I'm here. And he just straight up like so excited to be home, just walked right out. No, it was more like he was distracted.
Hey, everybody, answer the Swedes. He's new. He wants to, he had a question. He want to know, are you father, daughter, or married couple? I'm confused.
Swedes, why are you confused? What do you not get?
Clearly, you can tell this is my daughter. No. We are a couple. We've been together for a little bit.
We've been together for a lot of it.
And, we get this question all the time and she always says because of the beard, but here's the interesting part. I had my beard shaved. I had no beard when we went on a trip. No beard. And no one ever confused us.
You don't even freaking look alike.
That's right. I'm much better looking.
You are, but we don't even look alike.
Okay. Well, so to answer your question, but you're not married. Thank you, Gabriel. So anyway, technically, yes, under California law, we are. So back to where we are now.
Thanks, Swedes. He says, just wasn't sure you 2 are adorable.
Where are you from, Swedes? Because it sounds like you're from Sweden with the Swedes. But welcome anyway. We do appreciate you joining us for this wonderful thing of Millennial Boom, where we talk about things that people won't talk about, except politics. Anyway.
Dang, it's really loud out there.
Hello, Lord Frieza. Yes, you made it in time. We're still here. We haven't gone away yet. We have a few more minutes left before we wrap it up. But we were happy to go back on live today. We haven't talked to you guys in a little bit, and we missed you. We missed chatting with you.
I couldn't believe that it had been a month. And to be honest, when we were setting up everything, I honestly was like, oh, shoot, I need to put on headphones. Oh, wait, the mic? How do I connect the mic? I like we hadn't done this in a month and I forgot already.
Yeah, so if you're on X right now, you can follow me. Just push the follow button, and or you can subscribe. Also, how can they find you?
Oh, on social media.
Why are you whispering to me for?
I'm not whispering. On social media, I am on Instagram at my business Instagram for my nutrition is Nourish My Heart at Nourish My Heart _ and my personal page is D_Faith. And
look for either Mr. Badley or Mr. Badley TV for the business side, and for our personal side, just look for Stanley Roberts, not the basketball player, Stanley Roberts. Broadcast.
That's Rob.
That's what Anna
I know.
says.
I love it. I love that nickname on you.
That's Rob.
That's Rob.
Yeah, or Mr. Stanley.
Oh, Mr. Stanley.
Hello, Mr. Stanley. And on Twitter, we posted a picture of Edvin. Thank you.
Yeah, so Stanley, once we got back, Stanley started posting pictures of the trip. I will probably do that too at some point. I did post a few pictures, but overall, very, very good trip. We're happy to be home, though. We were a little bummed that it was raining, but I know we need it. It is raining here in the Bay Area, and it's probably going to rain for the next couple of days.
We came back to hella mail.
We did? Oh, yeah, that's right. We did. We had a lot of mail. But while we were in PV, it was 70s, 80s, so it was like great weather. Like January is a great time to travel. I was just thinking.
It went down. It got chilly at night, but not super chilly.
Yeah. So,
I got an error message.
there was something I was gonna say. Where?
Mr. Badly TV error.
I didn't see that. So. I was gonna say something and now I can't remember.
You were talking about PV. It didn't rain. And
I forgot.
The place was built inside of a bowl. So they don't get a lot of storms where this hotel is.
Yeah, because they have a little mountain surrounding them.
But if you don't like lizards, then don't go. They have huge iguanas everywhere. Just chilling.
The iguanas were in the trees.
And the golf course, they were like just chilling right there by you. And
they were?
Yeah, it was like you could literally see.
I didn't go with him when he played golf, so I didn't get to see that. Did you take pictures of that or no? Of the iguanas on the
No,
field?
I didn't. I was playing golf. Like, wait, let me get a picture of the
I just called it
huge lizard of
I just called
Godzilla.
It a field. The field. I mean the course.
Yeah, we're in the 50-yard line. And I saw iguanas.
What?
Yeah. 50-yard line of the golf course.
The what? Oh, 50-yard line. Okay, you're just being. For some reason, I'm like, I can't hear you.
What?
Do you guys like El Pollo? I just had one for dinner. I got some app discounts. You mean El Pollo Loco, Felix? Is that what you're asking? El Pollo Loco? They had El Pollo Loco? No, it was called something else.
It was called El Pollo. I don't know. It wasn't El Pollo Loco. It was just a big chicken place.
Oh, Felix says yes. I tried El Pollo Loco for the first time when I lived in, is it LA?
I used to like El Pollo Loco, but they kind of went down a little bit.
Yeah.
Used to be really, really good. Back in the 90s, it was good. And then all of a sudden it just kind of took a turn that didn't really, it's kind of like, reminds me of Sizzler now.
Oh, Sizzler.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you know what we found interesting? When we were at the airport at PV, they had a Bubba Gumps inside of the.
Oh yeah, I know.
They had a Bubba Gumps inside of the airport. They had a lot of American restaurants, so it was interesting. I get it; they're like catering to the tourists, but
I guess Lord Frieza had a new roommate. And everybody was moving with him now.
I think it was just kind of weird for me.
Yeah.
Why does everyone want to move in with Lord Frieza? Because his roommate cooks.
His roommate apparently is good looking.
Oh, he's a chef, a good looking and a chef. Okay.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
All right. Well, Lord Frieza, post some pics.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Oh, yeah.
Make some pictures of her while she sleeps.
That's something you would do to me.
That's some creepy stuff right there.
Why are you doing that for?
I don't know. Because it was sitting there and I didn't like that.
Yes, El Pollo Loco is mediocre.
Yeah, and I don't like no mediocre.
What song is that?
I don't like no mediocre.
What? So you guys, did we miss anything while we were gone?
Well, we missed a lot.
When we were gone for the month. Like, because we didn't talk about like our Christmas, our New Year's. Basically, Christmas and New Year's was just super low key because we just stayed home. It was local because we knew we were gonna,
Yeah, we knew we were leaving, so it doesn't make sense to go travel and then come back because then you get burned out, tired. We weren't about to be tired. We just wanted to enjoy it. And yes, back to the El Pollo Loco. I used to go a lot. Don't go anymore. I try to look for little mom and pop little places and get some of their food, try it out. Back there, and it was in Puerto Vallarta. It was fun. We tried out some restaurants we went to a Senior Frog, which is cool.
He really wanted some Senior Frog.
Well, I wanted the atmosphere of all the dancing and the tequila shots and whatnot.
I did not know that at Senior Frogs they like do the dancing and they come up to you and open your mouth and pour tequila in your mouth.
Tequila Mockingbird.
I had no idea that that's how they got down. I had no warning either.
So Jeanette says she filmed 4 Albuquerque Behaves Badly videos, planning to film 2 more this week. Be careful when you're doing it. We'll definitely look for them on YouTube. And then I got to hang out. It's weird. So we don't post while we're there for obvious reasons because we don't, believe it or not, people call the hotel. If the people know we're there and they're in the same hotel, they try to track us down. So we try to have that. We don't want to be, we just want to blend in and enjoy ourselves type thing. But something struck my attention. I was like, what was I about to say? But
you were getting all these recommendations.
Yeah, we do miss out by not posting in advance. Is we miss out on recommendations for places to try to eat at because we don't know. and it's hit or miss. And you don't want to try someplace and then you turn out that it was a miss because you may not have that opportunity again. So by not posting it, the side effect of not posting, the byproduct of not posting is that we miss out on some good recommendations.
You know what I see?
But
go ahead. Sorry.
But the good part about it is that we're not being cyber stalked, which does happen. I've had people show up at places just because we know we're there. But you go ahead. What are you going to say?
Why'd you type in Nightbot is being hacked?
I didn't type that.
Oh, Mr. Belly, it said that. That's weird. Yeah. So one of the things that I've seen people do in the past is before they go on a trip, is they ask for the recommendations beforehand.
Yeah, but then they know you're still there.
No. You ask for the recommendations before you go on the trip.
You're missing what I'm saying. If you don't want people to know where you are, by asking for recommendations before you go, it's telling people where you are.
But if you ask the recommendations like 3 months in advance, they're not going to know when you're going.
Well, we didn't plan this 3 months in advance.
Okay. I'm just saying that I've seen people do that. I'm not saying that we should have done that.
Okay.
I'm saying I've seen people ask for recommendations in the past before they go on the trip.
We're two old folks at Senior Frogs. We're two, the old folks at Senior Frogs. Do you understand that question? Is that a question?
I don't. We're two.
So there were a lot of young people there.
There were some older people at Senior Frogs, but I don't understand in quotes, the old folks.
Yeah.
Were we the old folks? Is that what he's saying?
I'm not old.
We're two, the old folks. I don't understand the question, Bill.
Okay, so just for the record, guys, we don't know what Nightbot is and why it's being hacked, and so I don't know how to respond to that. So just ignore that right now because maybe Nightbox is. Were you the only two?
Oh, were you the only two old folks at Senior Frogs? First of all,
we're not old.
First of all, I'm not old.
We're gonna put you on timeout, Bill Van Ram.
Just kidding. You didn't hear what I said.
I heard you. I ignored you.
First of all, yes, we're not old. And second.
Second what? We weren't the only. No, there were.
And we're not old.
There were people there that were older than we were. And it was fun, though. It's weird, though, because to go to the restroom, you have to walk up a flight of stairs. And there's a little old guy in there who wants to hand you paper towels for tips.
Yeah, we didn't have that on the women's side.
Yeah, it was weird. It was, I mean, I've seen it before, but, you know, like, I don't have pesos. So I wasn't going to give him a $20 bill because he handed me a paper towel. So I was like, sorry, dude, you out today.
Did you say lo siento?
No, I'm still learning my Espanol. And you have to ask people, do they speak English? Because if they don't, then they'll just, and if you tell them, see, here's a catch. Here's a conundrum. If you try to speak in Spanish, they ask you how you speak Spanish. If you say yes, then they'll just start going on in Spanish really, really fast. Can't keep up. So if you say muy poquito, then they go, and I go muy, muy poquito, very little. And then they'll, at least they'll try to work with you. But don't ever just go like, yeah, I speak Spanish, and you don't, because then they'll just start going off on a tangent, and you won't be able to keep up.
You just have to ask them to speak
and they could
slower.
Keep up with me because I spoke too fast, and my English was too fast.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, so they go, no, it's too fast. No siendo.
What did you say?
I don't know. No idea. So
Lord Frieza says Diane is not old, just Stanley.
Where's the button?
No, he's not old either.
Where's that button for
Stanley,
timeout
let's be
button?
fluent in Spanish this 2024. Let's learn. See.
Oh, I got it. True story. When I was in Miami, someone started talking to me in Spanish. I said, no hablo español. And then he switched to English. Why did he start with Spanish in America? I don't know. It's funny because
there's a lot of Spanish speakers in Miami.
Yes. Oh, speaking about Miami.
All
of our news. So first of all, our TV set, we got there, had the wrong remote. So we couldn't change the channels. They had to give us a new remote. And then the TV was 30 seconds behind in the audio.
Oh my gosh, the delay was so bad.
So it's literally a commercial was playing and the other commercial that was there was still up. but we got Miami channel, so we got to watch NBC Miami,
CBS,
and CBS, and ABC Miami, which is weird because we weren't anywhere near Miami.
So Gabriel says, "How is that? Speaking of Miami, oh, he's probably gonna hear it now."
Yeah.
I forgot. There's a delay, so he'll realize why you're speaking of Miami.
How is that? Speaking of Miami?
Yeah. So we had the Miami channels, but we were in Puerto Vallarta, so it was like kind of weird. See, he says this is when you wish you didn't have the delay. It was like kind of weird because then we had to think, and obviously Miami is an hour ahead of PV, so we were like, wait, the 11 o'clock news would come on, but it'd only be like 10 o'clock where we are. We're like, wait, and then they would do the weather report, and we're like, wait, that seems weird. But the reason why it was on those channels was because there were very few English speaking channels. So when we wanted to hear English, those are the channels that we had.
So Jeanette's bilingual, so that's good for her. That she can speak, that she's good at. You can speak not fluent. So just I'm gonna say it now.
No, I'm not
Spanish,
fluent.
French, English, and Tagalog.
And Tagalog, yes.
Right. So you speak 4 languages.
Sí.
Gracias.
Oh my gosh, today when I was out with my mom, there was a guy who handed us something, and I was like, I almost said gracias, but yeah. New ads. Your thing, you keep typing something.
No,
it's not
a bot.
you.
It's a bot.
Yeah.
It's a bot. I have no control over that.
Lord says I try to speak at least once, then give up. I mean, it's trilingual. I mean, I get that. I think when Felix was like, yeah, let's speak Spanish in 2024, let's learn it. I think the interesting part about learning a language is when you're younger, like I still remember things that I was taught when I was younger in Tagalog. Like I still remember like a bunch of songs that I learned, and I still remember all of them. And so when you're younger, I feel like it's easier to learn a language, like when you're a kid. And now I find it much more difficult. Like when I wanted to speak in Spanish in PV, my mind kept resorting back to Tagalog for some reason. It's because I try to practice with my mom in Tagalog every day. And so my mind was thinking Tagalog, even though I was trying to respond in Spanish. It was weird.
Well, I mean,
I was getting a little confused, but anyways, when you're French in college, I needed 2 languages for my history major. That is very cool, Jeanette. I took French in high school for 3 years, and then I took Spanish in college for, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2, and then I stayed abroad in Spain in college. And then Tagalog is just the language that I grew up learning. My mom is Ilocano, but I ended up learning Tagalog because that's the main dialect. So in the Philippines. So that's where my languages come in.
So anyway, we're about to wrap up in about 5 more minutes. So here's a chance if you have any questions, you can ask them now. And because then we'll be wrapped up and be gone. So I'll give you 8 seconds to write your question before we actually see them. So just so you know, there's an 8-second delay for obvious reasons, because some people write the right things that they shouldn't be writing. And then we have to kick them out to,
There's someone on YouTube named Don Laud Trump. Hello, Jello.
I saw that.
Oh my gosh.
Ashanti. My restroom says she speaks Ashanti. Is that a singer?
That is a singer.
Is there a language?
Ashanti.
Is there a language called Ashanti?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Lord Frieza,
alone without you.
See, I type in Ashanti and it's the singer.
Yeah, write down language. Because now I want to know. My question isn't a question, but just an observation that after 3.5 years, Stanley followed me on Instagram on July 4th, 2024. All right. What?
What? I'm confused.
Oh,
what?
You know why? Because I follow him. Well,
my question isn't a question, but just an observation that after 3.5 years, Stanley followed me on Instagram. Oh, like
you know
Stanley
why?
Because
I just really noticed his account. And honestly, though, Gabriel, you don't really post on Instagram a lot, so there was no reason to follow you if you don't post. The reason why you follow someone on so you can see what they post.
Oh, did you read January as July?
I probably did.
Okay.
I probably did. I'm just, you know what? I was scanning it. I wasn't like, so yes, there's a possibility I read it as July 4th. Anyway, so back to what I was saying before. Is that you didn't really have anything. I don't know if you do still, but if you don't post, there's no reason to follow you because there's nothing that's going to come up from you in my feed. So I follow people so I can see what they post. And I don't remember if you posted anything, but that's where it stands. So, and yes, how did I read it? We ever comment on that one? So we're looking for the questions. Still no questions yet. It's been more than 8 seconds. So we'll give it a couple more.
Si quieres, no, I was trying to speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Send us your palabras. Oh no, is that questions? No, palabras is words. What's questions? Preguntas.
Yeah. So I have multiple accounts, but if you want to find me, a lot of times I'm posted up in Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it.
X marks the spot. Were you about to say that?
Jinx.
Yes. I think before you speak. I say it before you speak.
Yes, you do. Anything else that we missed that we should?
What?
Did you get a jet sky?
What is Lord Frieza saying? Oh my gosh.
Tango El Gato.
Don't say, Beeb. I don't trust him.
Pinholes.
I don't trust him. Pantalones.
I don't think that's a bad word.
What? Well, he spelled tango wrong. What the hell is El Gato?
El Gato is cat.
Oh my gosh, I'm deceased.
The cat. Like Los Gatos is the cat.
I don't trust you, Lord Frieza. So you're saying you have a cat in your pants?
Okay, this is getting a little bit too deep for me. And so yes, see you next week, and hopefully the next week we should be back to our regular bat channels, our regular bat times. Although I do have to attend an event February out of town, but I think we should be back home by then, February 10th.
That's a Saturday.
Yeah, so we should be back by Sunday. I think so. We'll know for sure.
So we will. Wait, what's next weekend? Oh, next weekend is the 49ers versus Lions game. Let's hope the 49ers win. It's at 3:30, so we should be good.
Okay. Would you go back to that resort? Yes, we would.
Yes.
Yes,
Bill Van Ramsey.
See if I could change anything.
Who's the guy behind us? Oh, more ads.
That's weird that there's so many ads showing up.
I know.
Did you say do that?
I know.
Oh, you know why?
February 11th is Super Bowl Sunday. So
holiday.
So most people. So you guys, would you be open to a Millennial Boom on Super Bowl Sunday, or should we just say nah and see you the following weekend?
Interesting. Good question. We'll figure it out. We'll play it by ear. What time Super Bowl start?
Let's see.
Super Bowl starts at on our time here. We're trying to figure it out. Sorry for the quiet air time.
Oh wait, hold on. 3:30. 3:30 Pacific.
Okay, so yeah, there's a good chance we may be in the middle of still in the Super Bowl going on, so we'll know for sure. There's a possibility we maybe. No, just enjoy the time together. Just my opinion. Thank you, Felix.
I vote for Millennial Boom, of course, because I won't be watching the Super Bowl.
All right, guys. So just for the record, we want to thank you for joining us again. We appreciate it.
Jeanette says, take the night off, Super Bowl Sunday. And Lord Frieza says, I'm not watching the Super Bowl either, but it's going to be here in Las Vegas.
Remember, go to MrBailey.com. If we do have the nonprofit now. And we may have some interesting giveaways coming up.
Don't forget to like our
and don't
YouTube video.
Like the channel, like the page, subscribe so we can get the notifications when we pop up. And we appreciate you being here because I'm a millennial.
And I'm a boomer. And don't forget to check me out at nourishmyheart.net.
And Mr. Bailey TV.com or Mr. Bailey TV. I'm sorry, MrBailey.com or MrBaileyTV.org. And we're in the process of redesigning the website, so expect more cool stuff.
Oh, I was like, are you trying to give me dukes or what?
I'm giving you fist bump.
You're just now welcoming them back?
Yeah, we did in the beginning.
No, Morpheus said you're just now welcoming them back.
We live in a very relaxed environment. We do these podcasts. It's okay.
No, he's saying.
I know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
we're flex.
We're flexible. It's no issues, no judgment. The roof is on fire.
Did you say face bump?
Fist bump.
Oh, okay.
Who said face bump?
Good night and enjoy the rude leak tonight. Rude leak? Roof? Oh, roof leak. Let's hope we don't have a roof leak. Yeah. It is raining really hard out there, so we'll pass on the roof leak.
I noticed that. So the fire behind us was the one we used during the holidays.
Yeah.
They take the ads out so it could just run the fire.
Oh, now that's not the holidays anymore.
Yeah.
It's Ad City.
It's Ad City. Yeah, they're trying to make that money back. I'm gonna get my money back. Whoa, whoa. Who sings that? Remember?
Yeah, I know.
Who?
What do you call it? Kanye West.
Yes.
All
right.
Veeb.
On accident.
Whoever said he said face first on accident.
Oh, okay. Who, me? Probably. I say a lot of things on accident.
By accident.
On accident.
Wrong
by accident.
preposition.
Well, he said on accident, so I'm taking his own words.
Well, just because he said it doesn't mean he's right.
Anyway, guys, we thank you for your time. We thank you for your energy. And we thank you for your I was going to say your super chat, but we didn't get any super chat this time. We went super chat free.
Oh, man. You know who we haven't heard from in a long time?
Who?
Big Bucks Bradley.
I know. Yeah, where haven't they been? Well, it's been a month.
Big Bucks I can't even say it.
Anyway, guys, we do thank you again. We appreciate everything. And we're going to wrap it up here. And we'll see you guys, hopefully.
We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to Millennial Boom with Diane Faith and Stanley Roberts. Millennial Boom and Reasons Why Aliens Will Never Invade Earth and Caught Misbehaving videos are made possible through viewer donations. Check out www.linktree.com/MrBadleyTV to see how you can help. See you next week.